You don't have to look far on a site like this before you'll find people who seem to think that they are engaged in some sort of an atheistic holy war against all religion. And while this is a war against ideas, a war against concepts, a war against religious practices that doesn't actually claim any human lives as such, that doesn't mean that it is not damaging. What I see falling by the wayside when I see such people in action is simple human decency and dignity and things like that. In actual fact, when I see such people in action, it reminds me of seeing people suffering from some sort of a psychosis, with all the disassociation from reality that goes with that. It just boggles my mind how somebody can look at other people and not be able to see anything other than the label that such a person associates with themselves. When they see a person who calls himself or herself a Christian, they no longer see a human being, they see a Christian. When they see a person who calls himself a Muslim, they no longer see a human being, they see a Muslim. And then you get such craziness as people claiming in all sincerity that they can tell you exactly what such people think. They can tell you exactly what a Muslim thinks, because after all it says so in the Quran that they must think this, that or the other. Now, to anybody with any sort of common sense, I would think it should be obvious that you cannot look at a person, apply a label, and then read in a book what that person thinks. And that is not something that needs to be debated or discussed or explained. And similarly, what I will never buy is the guilt by association trip that so many people seem to be on. People who can look at a person, see a Roman Catholic, and then think that they can validly assert that that person is somehow responsible for child abuse. That is just simply absurd. And I will not engage in any sort of conversation with anybody who makes claims like that, or whose worldview is based on making such sweeping accusations at billions of people. That is never going to happen. I am simply not interested in joining the ranks of the atheistic jihadis who are hell-bent on rooting out all religion, who are hell-bent on wiping religion off the face of this earth, who want to see all religion gone and who think that religion is the root of all evil. Because I think that is an incredibly naive outlook on life, and it is simply incorrect. Trying to fix humanity, to fix the world by getting rid of religion is, in my opinion, about as useful as trying to fight cancer by prescribing painkillers. It will certainly make the patient feel better for a while, but in the end, they're still going to die. And I definitely won't be joining the ranks of those who think that they can justify their behavior towards people by pointing at a label and saying, well, they're one of those, and those are responsible for this, that and the other, and therefore they're fair game. No, sorry. It doesn't work like that. Not in my book it doesn't. Now, it may be a little bit simplistic, but I really don't see how it needs to be any more complex than this. If you wouldn't do it to a random stranger in the street, I don't see how you could justify doing it to a random Catholic, Muslim, Jehovah's Witness either. I have no problem with ridiculing ideas and things that are genuinely stupid, but then ridicule the ideas and the things that are genuinely stupid. Do not ridicule a random person, because you, in your mind, associate that person with such ideas. Because all it is your association. It's what you have linked in your mind, and all it shows is your bigotry. Ridicule a person if they openly espouse certain ideas. Then by all means, go for it. But don't just ridicule somebody because you have made the association in your mind. That would be something that makes you a bigot. And in that light, I would like to address those who've expressed concerns that the occurrences of the last week or so have been driving a wedge into the atheistic community here on YouTube. That is just pure and unadulterated drivel, because our atheistic community here on YouTube has always been a very loosely knit group of individuals, people who can make up their own minds about what they think and about what they do or don't believe in, and the only thing that links us all together is that we don't believe in gods. And even that is not necessarily true, because there are many people that I know who have sort of a glancing acquaintance with our atheistic group here on YouTube, and that do not necessarily fall in that mode, but that somehow do fall into that whole little free-thinking bracket that binds us all together. So to point at a little disagreement and to declare that the sky is falling is just pathetic. Really and truly, get over yourself. It's not going to happen. This has been a nice little bit of drama, and I'm sure you've all enjoyed it, because I sure have, and this has been fun. And if in the process it may have led to separate the assholes from those who can behave in a decent and dignified manner, then I don't think that that is a bad thing at all.